Let's go to tight ends. Top guy, Gronk.
It's time to bounce back. I mean,
Man,
that was some bad effort.
It wasn't just bad. He looked bad. Brady looked bad too, but Gronk looked bad.
He looked slow. He looked just like
he looked old. He looked drunk.
Unenthusiastic. So that's what makes me a little nervous to recommend Gronk. And actually, I don't know if we include this in the mailbag, but I got a trade question about Gronk, and I said sell him because he did look a little bit hurt and banged up.
For what?
It was a deal where the guy gave up Gronk and Montgomery, who I've already talked about how much I love, but he got 4, very useful players, and this guy had the worst bench I've ever seen. I have to pull up the text again, but I know Thaleen was the worst of the players he got, and I'll pull it up in a second as we're going here. But as I'm pulling that up,
my concerns about Gronk are like. At some point, the guy is going to look old. At some point, the guy is going to stop performing. I didn't think it would be like overnight. Let's keep in mind he missed almost all of last season, although when he played, he looked great. But, I don't know. Do we just chalk this up to week 1? The Patriots looked lousy?
I think it's going to be very revealing because, how many back surgeries can you have before you lose your explosiveness and the effectiveness that you've made your career on? How fearless can you play over the middle when you've been destroyed that many times? He just didn't look like he had that Gronk edge in week 1. But it is 1 week, so I'm not going to just say he's done and sell the farm. But this guy got a really good offer for him, so I told him to go with it. He got Devontae Parker, Zach Ertz, Gillislee, and Thaleen for Gronk and Montgomery, and he needed depth. So I thought that was a good deal.
Then okay.
I never like to side on give up the 2 better players for the 4 lesser ones, but those are 4 pretty awesome guys that I really like and I'm personally high on. So in this case, I said go for it. But Gronk, I think against the Saints, that matchup we keep talking about, it's going to be a shootout, and I think they're going to be in the red zone often. I could see Gronk putting up 2 touchdowns this week and regaining his mojo. I really hope so as a Patriots fan.
I'm generally not a big believer in getting the short end of like who the best player or 2 in a deal is either. And this isn't actually meant to to twist the knife in you, but remember the RSJ trade we made last year. That's very similar to the one that you just called out. And in that instance, I needed depth. I got depth. You got the better player, Julio, who ended up being a disappointment, but that carried me a long way. And if this guy's in a similar situation, it might be the right move for him too.
Especially this early on.
Yeah. If he can recognize that's what he needs, he should make the move. Martellus Bennett, you've got him as your middle of the road guy.
Yep, facing Atlanta, who was the 5th worst against tight ends last week. Looked pretty good, looked nimble, was breaking tackles left and right while he racked up over, I believe he went for around 50 yards, so nothing huge last week. But I think this is the week he finds the end zone and just is established as a clear monster in that red zone area with Aaron Rodgers, especially against a team that doesn't defend the tight end well at all in Atlanta. I like Bennett to have a big week for sure.
I agree. Sleeper, and I actually picked this guy up on waivers in at least one of my leagues, Jared Cook.
Love it.
The Jets got completely destroyed by Charles Clay, who's another guy that you kind of said you liked. And you like Cook to get into the end zone this week as well. I do too.
Absolutely. Like you mentioned, the Jets, a horrendous team, and I don't understand how Jared Cook is 17th ranked tight end this week after looking solid with good chemistry with Derek Carr last week. Now he gets one of the cakest matchups in the league against the Jets, who don't defend anybody. I love Jared Cook to definitely get in the end zone this week. If he's on waivers right now and you need tight ends, then look no further than him. He's gonna get in the end zone. I bet he has at least 50 yards. He's gonna be one of my DraftKings just absolute locks this week. I love Jared Cook as a value play.
I love him too, and I love him so much I dropped Jack Doyle for him. So that should tell you how much I love him.
Wow. Moving on from the beanstalk.
Have you seen the Colts?
They look so bad. I was going to say, once Luck starts nearing his return, it might be time to get the beanstalk back on the roster.
Maybe.
Hopefully no one else picks him up from you. But yeah, the Colts are a complete.
I like Cook.
I do too. And I think this is a great week to roll him out. I think he's going to have a monster game.
Avoid at the price he is, Travis Kelce, your boy.
Yep. So he's the number 2 ranked by the experts, and generally that's a pretty good play. But this is a couple things. One, I think he's the clear third option in that Tyreek Hill and Kareem Hunt are going to get their massive weekly volume, and he's just going to pick up whatever scraps are left. And this week, the scraps against a really good Philadelphia defense against the tight end aren't going to be much in my eyes. They just locked out Jordan Reed. They've locked out tight ends historically for the last 2 years, and it looks like that trend's going to continue in 2017. So when you're getting now the third target, Kelsey was such a great pick last year because he was pretty much the number one guy once Macklin went down and Hill hadn't yet established himself. Kelsey was able to get just 8-10 targets a game. Those aren't going to be there this year. And when you face a good defense, I think he's going to really disappoint you. And I think this is a week he's going to disappoint you for sure.
All right, I'm not going to argue with you because I hate that guy.